Hi, I'm Thomas Chase Jones, and we're continuing with diminished chords. Diminished chords. They drive you crazy, drive everybody crazy. First of all, how do you even notate a diminished chord? What's the difference between a diminished chord and a diminished seventh chord? Or a minor 7 flat 5 chord? That's what a diminished seventh chord is a minor 7 flat 5. So we're not going to talk about those today. Just a straight ahead diminished chord has minor thirds between all the notes. That's it. So we looked at the positions. These are these positions. And we know that they're minor thirds apart on each set of strings. I want to show you some nice little quirky things about this chord now. These are the notes that I'm playing. The two low notes from here to here is 6 intervals. It's actually two minor thirds apart from here to here. Remember, we moved this note up, because this was our original. Then I moved this up. So from here to here is a minor third, and from here to here is a minor third. So now from here to here is 2 minor thirds. And 2 minor thirds are 6 equal intervals apart, 6 half steps apart. Then the next 2 notes are these guys. Sorry about that. Okay, these notes are also 2 minor thirds apart. So this interval and this one is the same. They're both equal again. So practicing these, getting these fingers, you should know that this is a perfect chord for like teamwork on your fingers. So you can take this note and this note, this note and this note, and practice them. Okay, that's a nice little practice thing that you can do. From here to here is 1 more minor third than from here to here. From here to here, remember, we said that's 2 minor thirds. From here to here, that's actually 3 minor thirds now. So if it's 3 minor thirds, that means it's 9 half steps from here to here. So it's 3 half steps from here to here. It's 6 half steps from here to here. And it's 9 half steps from here to here. Okay, so that interval to a lot of people that's kind of what the guitar players look at as a 6th sort of shape, you know, like that's the 6th sound. Well, that's what these are. That's the distance between them, but they're in diminished notes, so they have that sound. Okay, so one of the things about a diminished chord is, like a major chord, if it was a C chord, or let's say it was a B chord here. Oh, that's a B scale. That's a major chord. It could be a B scale, right? What is the scale you use with diminished chords? Well, you use a diminished scale. And a lot of people get this scale confused because they don't really know how to use it very comfortably. It's also based on equal distances between notes, except for that it flip-flops. So this scale starts off with a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, then a half step. Guess what a whole step and a half step equals? 3 half steps. So the scale has got that sort of diminished sound because it's what we call an equal interval relationship in the scale. And so when you're playing the scale, major, the diminished. You hear that's kind of got a little sort of a mystery sound to it, and that's goes with that scale. So if you want a diminished scale on whatever note you're playing, it starts off whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay? That gets you back to the octave. And no matter what it is, so any one of the notes in this chord, that same scale applies to. So if I'm starting on this note, it's a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a half step, etc. If I'm on this note, it's a whole step, a half step, a whole step, half step, etc. And guess what? All the notes will be the same. It's the same collection of notes on a scale. And it has one more note than a normal scale. Because if you count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to come to the octave. A regular scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So a diminished scale has 9 notes to go from octave to octave. All right, so that's the nature of it. To find the scale, you start off with whole step, half step, whole step, step, half step, starting on any one of the notes. That's the scale. So then we'll get into fingerings in a minute, but that's the scale, a diminished scale. And guess how many diminished scales you have? Only 3. Because think about it. This has 4 notes in it, and the one diminished scale applies to all 4 of those tonalities. So we only have 12 notes, so there's only 3 possibilities for diminished scales. And you only have to learn the fingerings for, it's not like a major scale. Like if I'm in B, I got to learn a B major scale. If I'm in A, I got to learn an A major scale. Oh! If I'm in G, and I'm starting in the same place here, different scale steps, I got to learn the G scale. It's a lot of different fingerings. Diminished, you have 3 diminished scales. Okay? I bet you didn't know that.